Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Karma. Happy, happy, happy Valentine's Day. I forgot to do one more thing I wanted to do, but it's it's not letting me. Wait, there we go. Happy Valentine's Day. There you go. All righty now. Now that I got that fun thing out of the way, today, in honor of a day that many people associate with love. It also just happens to be Ash Wednesday, so it's the first day of Lent. Love and Lent. 2 L's. Anyway, in honor of Valentine's Day, I'm gonna be sharing with you today 5 ways to fall in love with being an author. There are lots being an author can be hard at times. It has its challenges, but it's also got ROI, return on investment, that goes beyond the dollar. And so I'm gonna be sharing 5 of those different things that can make you fall in love with being an author all over again, all of them of which I have personally experienced, and they make me come back to the well of book writing again and again. So the first one is, and if hang on just a sec. I forgot to do this before I got on video, but that's okay. The first thing is holding a copy of your book in your hand. This never gets old. This never gets old. Every time I have a new book come out that has a physical copy, and I get the box and I open up the box and there's a pile of my books, and I'm just like, there's just something about holding a book that has your name on the cover, has your picture on the back, has your words in the middle, that it never gets old, and it makes me fall in love with being an author over and over again. Thing number 2, when a reader comes up to you and tells you how much your book meant to them, that never gets old either. I remember one time, it was a few years back, I was speaking at a conference, and, of course, I had a display of this book, in the back, and someone came up to me. She didn't buy the book because she had already bought the book and read it, and she told me how she'd heard about it. It was like a Toastmasters group, like, way far away from where I lived, so I don't know how the word spread, but the word had spread, and someone had done a speech based on my book, and that made her buy the book, and she said it really helped change her life, and I've heard people say that to me on Facebook. When someone tells you that your book made a difference, it's just it's just never gets old, and you know what? This can happen for fiction writers too. I remember reading in a group. I belong to a lot of writers groups, writers Facebook groups, and in one, a newer author, she was working on her 2nd book, told the story of how she was in a grocery store when someone came up to her and said, "Wait a minute, are you the author of" whatever it was? And she said, "Yes." She goes, "Stay right there." The person ran to their car, grabbed a copy of the 1st book, came back and asked for an autograph. How awesome is that? That never gets old. That never gets old. Here's another reason why you can fall in love with being an author. Speaking gigs and consulting clients. When you have a book, when you are an author, it is easier to get speaking gigs. It is easier to get paid for those speaking gigs. It is easier to get consulting jobs. There's just something about having author in your title that just makes you more attractive than someone who does not have author in their title. That is something to make you fall in love with being an author. Now here's a way to help you more personally fall in love with being an author, and that is to create a inspiring, distraction-free writing space. It's like your little nook that's where you go to do your writing. And some people like to have this specialized nook in their home. Sometimes they have a dedicated office, sometimes at the corner of the kitchen table, and it's portable. Sometimes it literally is portable and they take it to coffee shops. But having a special, like, almost ritualistic space, wherever that space may be, that is dedicated to your writing can help you fall in love with being an author because that's your special place. It's a special place where no and it needs to be sacrosanct. People should not bother you when you're there, and that helps you celebrate being an author. And here's another one that's really special. And you can do this virtually, and you can do this live in front of you, and that is doing a book reading. Like, if I were to, like, just randomly I don't know, I'll just randomly here. Uh, I keep opening to things that just don't make sense. Here. Part 3, the public speaking superhero's utility belt, tools of the trade and how to master them. All public speakers will, at some point, require a tool to help them deliver an engaging speech. Whether it is a speech writing technique, a speech delivery methodology, or an actual tool. In this section of the book, I cover these outside of you techniques and technologies. This part of public speaking superpower is divided into 3 sections with a bonus chapter at the end. Reading your book to others and seeing how they respond is magical. It's magical, and you can do this in webinar like, you could do a special reading webinar. I think that's a good way to do a book launch, is to do a book reading. You can also do it at your local library, at your local bookstores. So these 5 ways: holding your book in your hand, having readers come up to you with appreciation, getting more speaking and consulting gigs, creating a special workplace. Hey, it could have a candle. It could have a candle. And doing readings are all ways that you can fall in love with being an author. Do you have a special way that you do, that you implement to help you fall in love with being an author? Something that pulls you through those tough and challenging times? Please share it in a comment. And tomorrow, I will be sharing 5 creativity exercises to jumpstart a stalled book. And I also have one special announcement. I will be announcing this the rest of the week as well, just in case you don't ca catch this episode, and that is starting next week, Coffee with Carma will be going to just 3 times a week. I need more time to do deep thinking and to work on my books because I have so many of them coming out this year, and I'm already late on the book that drops next week. So, that's why it's not available for pre-order yet. It's not quite ready, but it's almost ready. Anyway, I need more time to dedicate to that, so I'm scaling Coffee with Karma back to just 3 times a week, which is probably totally sufficient, and, if you have any thoughts on that, I'd love to hear that too. Anyway, I will see you tomorrow for creativity exercises to jumpstart a stalled book. This is Karma Spence. Yeah, this is Karma Spence, that's all I got to say. Saying ciao for now.